Hi everyone, welcome to Audio Nautica. I'm Stephen and I've got here a Sony CDP-101. This is the first CD player that was ever released commercially in the world, 1982. Now I've actually got another one of these. I don't know which video is going to go up first. So it might be this one, it might be the other one, but I've kind of hit the wall with the other player. I fixed a few things on it but haven't been able to get any further. This one I paid a little bit more than I wanted to. You can guess where, but it supposedly works. Now it's reported as the drawer doesn't come out. There's a free CD in there apparently, but it's supposed to play. So I'm hoping that playing means noise actually comes out, because I got my other one to play but no noise comes out, so I think it has a DAC problem. So I'm hoping that with this one, play does mean play, and we're about to find out. So we turn it on. And it looks like it is actually playing.
With the Radio Marketing Bureau.
Wow, look at that. It's actually playing.
Presentation of these awards.
Sounds like it's got a very odd CD in there. Certainly not top 10, I don't think. But that's good. I'm happy with that. So that's actually what it was reported as. So that means the idea is that worst case scenario, I've got this one. It shouldn't be too difficult to get the drawer working, even if it's the worst case problem with the drawer. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to examine waveforms and see exactly what they're supposed to look like and determine what's wrong with the other one. I've got some ideas, but I want to see some known good waveforms before I go back to that one. So far so good. So guys, just before I pull the lid off this thing, thought I'd see what the drawer does. So when I press the open close button, this red LED comes on, which tells me that that LED is connected directly to the drive circuit. So if that comes on, it means that it is trying to drive the motor. And I can hear it trying to drive the motor as well. So I think probably what's likely happening is that the chuck is coming up the way it's supposed to be. But there's a little locking lever that locks the drawer in, and that tends to get stuck. So I suspect that's what the problem is. We'll find out when I get it apart. So here we are inside on the top side, and straight away I can see that the two screws that hold this board in are missing. No idea why. And also here's my free CD, which I can just take out like so. There we go. So this bottom board is hung up. I can't get it to come out. I think that it's hung up on, there's a harness just there, which is cable tied on here. So I think I'm going to have to take this cable tie off. Okay guys, I found the problem. It is what I thought that it was. It's a bit hard to see on camera. But if you watch the end of the screwdriver, this black surface is the back end of the tray, and then there's this die cast part here, and it's a lock, so you can't see it. There's like a jaw that grabs onto this black piece. So with this in this position, the drawer can't open. Now what is supposed to happen is when the chucking motor releases the disc, this arm is supposed to go up, hence unlocking the tray, and then when the tray motor engages, it will be able to open the tray. So what's happening now is that it's unchucking the disc, it's switching over to the tray motor, and the tray motor can't move the tray because this lock has not disengaged. So there's just a little pivot point just here, and then there's this spring. But if I just try prising this with the screwdriver, that is really, really tight. So that's not supposed to feel like that at all. So this needs some lubrication, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Right, that took some serious work to get that free, but if you look at it now, you just see it underneath the ribbon cable. When I release it, the spring is pulling it back. It took some serious persuasion, just moving it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I basically had to pour ISO in there to get it freed up. So it was totally gummed up. Now the problem is that when the ISO dries out, it may well just gum up again. So I may even have to disassemble it, but I'm going to try getting some machine oil in there and see whether that will do the trick. Okay, so here we are looking at the bottom side, the business end for all of the tray. Now, there's something wrong with the tray motor. Chucking's working beautifully, but if I eject it again, I didn't even engage, so there we go. Something's wrong with the gears. Yes, there's something engaging and disengaging. So something's not right there. So hopefully you can see that there's a broken tooth or a missing tooth on that wheel, just looking through that gap. There's at least one other broken tooth which is on the back of a wheel that you can't be seen without taking it apart. I'm not going to do that at this stage because the drawer does eject and load as it should. The wheel just kind of spins until it engages the teeth. I don't actually have any replacements at this stage. I have got the other machine, the first one that I got, which I'm still hoping to be able to repair, but if I can't, it will end up becoming a parts donor unit. So the point is that right now I don't think there's really a huge amount to be gained by wasting time on fiddling around with this gear mechanism when there are much bigger fish to fry at this stage. Okay guys, so working on trying to get this mech working more reliably, and this here, these two rails here, is the sled that the laser mechanism slides back and forth on, and this is completely dry. There's no lubrication on that at all. Down this end, it feels kind of gummy, so I'm just going to use a little bit of ISO to try to clean off that gumminess, and yeah, you can see that coming off quite nicely on the tip. Get rid of this gumminess, put some lubrication on this, and then hopefully the head should be a lot happier tracking disc. So just a little bit of the super lube on both rails, like so. Okay, so I've got it playing now. You can do this manually as well, just by winding the motor manually, but let's just run it out towards the end of the track now, end of the disc. need to do these bits here which won't have any coverage. It doesn't like playing on its side, by the way. But it's really, really hard to work on upside down. So I'm just going to wind it manually the rest of the way. That way. Okay, it feels like the end. So what should happen now is when I turn the unit back on, it should go to the home position. So that should hopefully be a lot better now. Okay guys, I just want to show you how nicely this sled is working now. I'm sort of holding it at a funny angle because it doesn't like to play on its side. The disc kind of starts wobbling. It might be something I can adjust out, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. But let's just have a look at this as I go through the tracks. That's just beautiful. You got to remember this is 1982 technology. There's just so much going on digitally to make this happen. It's just absolutely incredible for it to be able to track this. Just gorgeous. Okay guys, there is a lot more that I could do on this player, but at the moment you can see that it is working. Can't play much because of copyright. My test speakers, I blew up my test speakers on another project, which you'd know if you've seen that video. So I'm just on the earbuds at the moment. But this player does seem to be working quite nicely. Now I haven't gone through any of the adjustment procedures, which should be done probably at some point, but I'm a little bit reticent to do that right now because I'm very mindful of the old saying, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And so given that this is working nicely now, and the main reason why I got this machine was because I wanted a reference machine to be able to fix the first one. So if I go and break this one, then I've got two broken machines instead of one. So I think now that this appears to be working reliably, I'm not going to fiddle with it. The problem with it was that lock arm that holds the train was absolutely completely seized. So that's been fixed. I lubed that up nicely. I lubed the sled for the laser mechanism, as you saw. The gears for the motors seem to have a fair bit of grease on them already that feels quite nice. It doesn't feel tacky. It feels good. I'll probably change it at some point, but at the moment the mechanism seems to be operating quite nicely. And most important thing is it plays a disc and it seems to play it well. So that's what I need it to be doing as a reference unit to compare what's going on with this unit and see if I can get the first one working. So worst case scenario, hopefully, is one good unit out of two, but ideally I'd like to get two working units. So I'm going to draw a line under this unit for now, probably come back to it at some other point, but for now we'll get back to the first unit. So we'll draw a line under this video for the moment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little exploration into this second CDP-101 of mine. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and please keep an eye out for the video that will come out eventually, I'd imagine, for the first CDP-101. Bye for now.